Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be taking a look at Ludicolo, XL Diggersby, and Alolan Ninetales. Let's see what we have going on here. So the IVs for the Ludicolo are not going to be ideal for the Great League, but I don't care. I'm just going to use it. It is going to be a shiny that I did get during the Lotad task day a while back. So we are going to be running Ice Beam for coverage, as you can see there, taking out that Dragonite, very nice, as well as Energy Ball and then Bubble Beam. Now, the Diggersby doesn't really want to be seeing, I don't know, an Altaria or a flyer like a Pelipper. So we do have the Alolan Ninetales with Powdered Snow and Weather Ball to cover those flyers like Altaria, and with no problem at all. And also Ludicolo with Ice Beam can cover that. Not ideal because it doesn't really get there that quick, but it can do a lot of damage, as we've seen taking out that Dragonite. So with that said, let's get into these battles here. I had a lot of fun using the Ludicolo. I really haven't used it too much before. Just thought I'd have a little fun while we're still in the beginning of the season here. So up against the Sandslash, we are getting to another Fire Punch. Now, we could have tapped it, but we didn't intentionally. We wanted to farm this thing down all the way here. I don't think we necessarily needed to do that to win this at all, but we just did it anyways. In comes the Politoed, and we're going to go ahead and finish it off with Earthquake. I'm just having a lot of fun using this Diggersby XL. I invested a lot, and I want to use it for a couple of days as well as showcase it to all of you so you can make the decision whether or not you want to do it, because I was using a regular one. It was working fine, and this one is just going to be bulkier, right? So we are met with a Skarmory. They know that's a bad deal for them, so they're going to be swapping into their Vigoroth, and I'm going to be going into our Alolan Ninetales here, which is going to be part ice, so we're taking neutral damage from the counter. The body slams are going to be doing decent damage, but the thing is, Alolan Ninetales, it can take a hit from neutral damage, no problem. We shielded that up because we knew they were going to hit too, so we want to preserve some of the health here. Getting to another Weather Ball, and Weather Balls are pretty hard-hitting moves, all right? Yeah, you can run a full Weather Ball team, and that'd be kind of annoying for your opponent if it was balanced. So we have a Swampert here. This is great. We're going to go ahead and just start throwing these Weather Balls. And if they want to farm us down, I mean, go for it. But you're going to get spammed with the Weather Balls back to back. And it looks like they are taking us down. They are shieldless over there. We have a Ludicolo. We have to call this, but they're going to be swapping instantly into their Skarmory when we swap into it. And we're going to go right into our Diggersby and just start hitting these Fire Punches back to back and take care of business here. Now, the Swampert is going to be loaded on energy, and it can hit us with a Sludge Wave, which is going to be super effective to the Ludicolo, so we need to be careful regarding that. And also, Hydro Cannon is going to be super effective to the Diggersby, but we're not worried about that as long as we can bring this Skarmory down pretty low, and we still have a shield, so there's really nothing to worry about. But anyways, let's go ahead and get that Fire Punch out, and we're going to absolutely let this go through. We want to come in here and farm, and going in there and getting a little bit of farm, getting to the Energy Ball, and we're absolutely going to shield this up. We don't care what it is. We did queue up for our Energy Ball, and that is going to take out the Swampert, and Ludicolo helping us take the win here. Fantastic, and it has been putting in work. It's not like, I used it and it was okay. It actually performed pretty good for us here. So up against an Altaria, this is a not so good lead like we were describing. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our Ludicolo here. We didn't go to the Alolan Ninetales because they would have more than likely swapped out. And we're getting the Ice Beam through, one-shotting the Altaria. Absolutely amazing here. In comes the Tropius with Razor Leaf, and it is doing decent damage because we are going to be part water, also part grass, going for the Ice Beam, and they know we have it now, so they're going to absolutely be shielding that up and farming us all the way down here. So Diggersby can hit it with Fire Punch, but Tropius is pretty tanky, so we're absolutely going to be going in here with our Alolan Ninetales, doing a ton of damage because of the grass and flying on the Tropius. Going to go ahead and shield up that first one, and they're swapping into an Altaria to catch this Weather Ball. That was very nice. Well done there. And we're going to go ahead and just build up some energy and stay in this fight because we don't necessarily want to throw the Diggersby into this quite yet. So I was thinking about running Dazzling Gleam on the Alolan Ninetales, but then I was thinking, well, if we run into a Marowak, we're not going to have anything. At least Psyshock is going to be doing a little bit more than those other moves here. So we are going to be going for Earthquake. We're just going to have to absorb that Hydro Pump. Just, it is what it is. We're getting a shield. That wasn't great from the Earthquake. Going to go ahead and throw this Fire Punch just to do some chip damage, I suppose, before we do go down. And we're still holding on to a shield. In comes the Ninetales, and what is it going to be? We're shielding it up. It is an Ice Beam, not very effective, but we had to play it safe. Going for the Psyshock here, and this is going to do some good damage. Taking them out. Got a little bit of farm there. In comes the Tropius. This is not going to be enough to take us out, and we should be able to get to a Weather Ball barely. Yep, we're there. Fantastic. And this will take out the Tropius, and we're taking the win. So I'm really liking this team, having a lot of fun with it. On to the next battle. What are we going to be met with? It is going to be a Registeel. This is amazing for us, so we're going to stay here. Now, just a little tip. Even if you're not XL, you can take a Focus Blast. It's going to do a lot of damage, obviously, but we're going to take this here. Being XL, well, we're just going to be able to tank it that much better and going straight for the Earthquake here. And we're getting that through and then making it to a Fire Punch here, which is amazing. And let's see if they want to let this go down. They do. So we're winning this battle, looking good. Bringing in an Altaria here. And we're not swapping. Simply just going to go for an Earthquake to do some damage, all right, before we do fall. And then bring in the Ninetales, and they're more than likely going to swap here into their Azumarill, and we're going to go right into our Ludicolo, and this is looking pretty good. And this is going to do a lot of damage. Do they want to shield the first one? They do, and as I recall, they do shield up both of these. Let's see how we play through this. Hitting us with a Play Rough, so they more than likely have Play Rough and Hydro Pump, I would assume. So getting to another Energy Ball here. As you can see, they do charge pretty fast. I mean, I wouldn't say fast, at a decent rate. How about that? So we do have 2 shields. Let's go ahead and start using those up here because we want to hit that thing with an Energy Ball. But look at the swap. You have to always look at the swap because they were looking at it, getting ready for it, and there they go, trying to take us out. And we're going to be going into our Ninetales and absorbing that quite nicely and going for the Weather Ball, which is going to be able to take them out. And in comes the Azumarill, and now it's time to just start going for the Psyshocks here to do as much as we can before we do bring in the Ludicolo and potentially finish it off with the Energy Ball. All right, so we're just going to Psyshock it up here and let this go through. Play Rough, it's going to be taking us out. We're just going to go in here with Ludicolo, get to the Energy Ball, and we're going to be able to take the win here. So, yeah, this team's working out pretty nice for me. Had fun with it for a few sets. So, let's see what we have for the next battle here. And we're going to be met with an Azumarill. Not good at all. We're going to have to swap and go into our Ninetales here. And definitely not go straight into the Ludicolo because we'll probably just get countered with like a Skarmory or something. So they're going to be swapping. All right, so here, exactly perfect. Let's see how this works. And this is why we have Psyshock. If we are matched up against an Alolan Marowak here, doing some decent damage. Now, the Fairy type charge move will also do decent damage, but it is going to take more energy. It's just not as efficient. So look at that, bringing it down into the low red. Let's go. That's great. We can go in here with Ludicolo and farm up, but I decided to go in here with the Diggersby so we can just absorb all of the energy here and not worry about, taking a bunch of damage, as well as getting some decent farm, I suppose. So going for those 2 Bone Clubs there, swapping into their Azumarill. We're going to go right into our Ludicolo and let this go through. It's going to be a Play Rough again. And we're in a fantastic position here. We're not going to... There is no bait. Ice Beam and Energy Ball, it's just the same, right? So just go for that Energy Ball there. They have no more shield, so we're absolutely going to be shielding this up ourselves, getting us with an Ice Beam, okay? And getting to that Energy Ball. Ludicolo just putting in work over here, dancing its heart out. And not quite taking out the Azumarill, that's okay. Don't remember if I shield this up. Okay, we're letting it go. Oh, yeah, we're shielding it up and swapping into Diggersby and farming a bit. In comes a Cherrim in the back. Okay, so this is going to have Weather Ball Fire, which is not going to be too troublesome for us unless they do build up to, I don't know, a Solar Beam or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Fire Punch here. This is a shieldless battle, and I don't think this is Solar Beam here. Okay, just hitting us with that Weather Ball. Looks like 2 of them. Don't think this is going to quite KO. No, it's not. And they're swapping to absorb this with their Alolan Marowak. Very nice. And we're going to go ahead and swap instantly and go for the Ice Beam before they can get off a charge move and take the win. We don't even need to tap on any of the bubbles. Thank you, Ludicolo, at the end again. Let's go. And we're going to be met with another Registeel. Very interesting. You know the drill. We're just going to go ahead and stay in here and take a Focus Blast, or they're going to be swapping to catch this Earthquake with their Whiscash. And for that, we're going to go ahead and swap into our Ludicolo and start doing something here. So this battle was getting a little sweaty, all because I let this Blizzard go through. It does a little bit more damage than I expected, but we are part grass, so yeah, it is going to do a lot. and they're going to be shielding this up. We're absolutely going to be shielding this up as well. If they want to use 2 shields on that thing, then, you know, that works perfectly fine. Otherwise, I kind of still want to win the swap here. All right, beautiful. So we are going to be winning that. They're going to be able to farm us for a little while with that Registeel. I don't really like that too much. Obviously, we're going to go in here with the Diggersby. Let this first one go through. And then we're going to be baiting us with the Flash Cannon here. And this is going to be a tricky battle, like I said, to work out of because of letting that Blizzard go through on the Ludicolo here. So hitting us with another Flash Cannon, we're using our shield, going for the Fire Punch. And this is great. We're getting their last shield, swapping into Whimsicott. We're going to be going into our Ninetales, just perfect. Farming up a ton of energy here. And going for the Weather Ball. Didn't hit that last one. Don't want to... I mean, that wasn't even under tap. I think the last row doesn't even really matter. And we're just going to be going to town. Look how much damage here, but we're going to have to play this very specific in this shieldless battle. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to throw in our Diggersby to catch a Flash Cannon at the perfect time, because they're not going to be going for Focus Blast. And then we're going to be able to turn this around here and swap to catch the Flash with the Diggersby. We're going to be absolutely surviving this, getting to a Fire Punch and taking the win. Let's go. They had a lot of energy on that thing, but we're able to turn it around and still take the win. Let's keep it moving here into the next battle. We're met with a Granbull. Does it have Charm or Snarl? And it is going to be Charm. Okay, that's a relief, because if it has Snarl, more than likely it's going to have close combat. But it doesn't really matter, because if it has Charm, more than likely it still also has close combat. Anyways, they're doing a lot of damage there. And we are going to be shielding it up. It's just going to be a crunch, but, you know, I still want to preserve the health as that Charm's doing a lot. Going for another Earthquake. They did shield up that first one, getting the next one through, and they're bringing in an Azumarill. So what we're going to do is go ahead and go for Earthquake before we do go down, just to do some nice damage. They are getting some nice farm on us as well, and the fact that they threw their energy here is just even more perfect. So now they're not going to have energy when we do throw in our Ludicolo here, and they're shieldless. Got to be careful, because they might try to swap right after this here. And going for Ice Beam, letting it go through. And there's that swap into a Venusaur. We're going right into our Ninetales here. We have 1 shield left. Good thing we've been holding on to it. And we are going to be shielding this up. It is going to be a Sludge Bomb that would have done a ton of damage. And now we're going to be able to farm them down right after this. Amazing. Looking good. And then we're going to go ahead and throw the Psyshock here. This is not going to KO, obviously. And I do believe the battle ends here. Yep. So good game. Fantastic. Really liking this team. It is very nice. Into the next one, we're met with a Galarian Stunfisk. And again, this is a great lead for us here. Rock Slide's not doing anything. Earthquake is going to do some damage. They're going to be swapping into Venusaur. We're going to go ahead and go right into that Ninetales here. We don't care if this is Frenzy Plant or if it's Sludge Bomb. We're shielding it up regardless. Honestly, I would be dedicated to using 2 shields to this Alola Ninetales up against this Venusaur, because we did have such a good lead. And we want to align that again. So going for another one. They're letting it go through, which is nice. We don't have to expend their shields here. And they're just waiting their clock out. And now you would think this is a bad matchup, which is not the best. But we're still going to be able to do a ton of damage before we do go down, because we are going to be able to just take those quick move damages from that thing. And it's, you know, they're going to have to throw energy sooner or later, or else we're going to be able to slowly wither them down, as you can see here. Going for another Weather Ball. And they are going to be part ground, so they're not completely immune with that steel typing over there. And now they're finally throwing their energy. We are going to go in here and farm. What is it with? A Ludicolo. Makes sense. Start building up that energy. They're going to be swapping into the Roserade. And we're just going to go straight for the Ice Beam here. Maybe they didn't realize, or who knows. And we're taking them down and taking the win. I don't know why I aggressively swapped into Diggersby like that. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, into the next battle here. And another Galarian Stunfisk. Oh, that is just chef's kiss right there. They're going to be staying in, swapping into Pelipper. And we're going to go ahead and go into Ninetales. Like we were describing in the beginning of the video, this is going to help us to cover our flying weaknesses with Diggersby and Ludicolo. Like, you know, we do have Ice Beam on it, but still not the best to counter them. So getting that through, going to go ahead and shield this up. Don't care if it's a Weather Ball, it's fine. Just want to preserve the health a little bit. Honestly, again, I would still consider investing 2. I think I'm going to invest 2 shields for this thing right now. And at this point, shield it up, farm down. Yeah, that's perfect. I was getting a little nervous whether or not I was going to be able to actually farm it. Nope, they're going to swap. Okay, I remember. Yeah, this kind of... I didn't feel like I was in a losing position, but we did go down with a bunch of energy, and the whole purpose of shielding it was to come out with energy. So yeah, a little annoying there. Gonna go for Earthquake and just farm this thing all the way down. I don't care if I get to 100 energy at this point. We don't need to throw anything. We did swap. That's just a visual glitch. Gonna go into Ludicolo and farm up. So had that all backwards. And they're waiting their clock out. Going in with a jump bluff here. Going to go straight for the Ice Beam. That's going to be a Grass and Flying, so we're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage to it. And they do have Aerial Ace, which is also going to be super effective, so we do need to be kind of careful here. And they also can hit Diggersby with that Grass, so it looks like they were trying to catch there. We did take our fingers off. If you do rewind it, you can see that. Going for the Ice Beam to finish this battle here. Or not quite. Oh, and then swapping in. Okay, we don't want that little thing to go out of control with energy because it will take control even with that little bit left. So we are going in there and just handling it with the Fire Punch. Into the next battle, we're going to be met with a Ninetales, and this is pretty good. You know, they have Solar Beam, which I don't think will one-shot us, but it will do a lot. Might, maybe. I don't know about the XL. Going for an Earthquake straight up, and they're just letting it go through. They maybe thought we were going to bait. Bringing in a Politoed, and we're going to go for the Earthquake and not shield up anything, and just let it do what it needs to do. We're just going to be able to slowly accumulate all this damage here if they want to farm too much. So they're going to throw their energy. Weather Ball's not going to KO. Blizzard would not KO either, I don't think, at that range. And we're just going to go ahead and throw this here to kind of put on the pressure to make them think we have an Earthquake. And we did get a shield, which is beautiful. Going for a Weather Ball and taking us out. And I was thinking, all right, I guess we can farm down here. Earthquake is not very effective. Blizzard, we've seen what that can do before. We don't really like that. And it is an Earthquake, so not very effective. We can farm. They're swapping into Galvantula. But before we swap, we're going to go ahead and throw our Ice Beam and then go in with our Ninetales and farm down and of course shield this up. Figured it was going to be a lunge to lower my attack, but I'm not taking any chances. We have 2 shields, why wouldn't we use them? We're in a winning position. In comes the Politoed, and we're going to be able to go for the Weather Balls and take the win. If you did enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time.
Bombs.